welcome to the first edition of the 2016 season of Tommy Chalk Talk. I'm Noah Brown, sitting alongside Peter Monahan, and this week we're going to be talking about the 86th matchup between the Tommies and Johnnies, hosted this week in Collegeville. The Tommies trail in the all-time series record 32-51-1, but have won 4 of their past 6 games.
That's right. Both teams are coming into this game 3-0, undefeated on the season. The Tommies have outscored their opponents 161-33 on the season, and the Johnnies have outscored their opponents 133-24.
Yeah, and this is not abnormal for either of these teams. Last season, when they came into the Tommie-Johnnie game, both teams were outscoring their opponents by over 100 points, and both were undefeated.
Yep, and then the Tommies came away with a commanding lead that game, 35-14.
Yeah, and one of the big reasons that the Tommies were able to win in such dominating fashion last season was Jordan Roberts, their running back, who is coming back this season. He averaged nearly 140 yards on the ground and scored a staggering 34 touchdowns last season.
On the other side of the ball, the Johnnies will be without their 2015 leading rusher, Sam Sura, who averaged 134.5 yards a game and 24 touchdowns on the season. They do, however, have their defensive back and returner, Max Jackson.
Yeah, and Jackson was an absolute beast last week against St. Olaf. He was named Special Teams Player of the Week for his efforts in that game. Had 31 kick return yards on 1 kick return, had 60 yards on 2 punts, and was able to pick off a ball and run it back for 26 yards.
And this is going to be a high-profile matchup. The Tommies come into this game ranked 4th in Division III, and the Johnnies come into this game ranked 6th in Division III. The Tommies are averaging 464.7 yards of total offense, and the Johnnies are averaging 469 yards of total offense. Noah, what do you expect to be the difference maker in this game between these two teams that are so evenly matched?
Now, I hate to start off the season with a cliche, but this battle is going to be won in the trenches. Whichever team's offensive line can outplay the other's defensive line is going to be able to establish themselves quickly on offense. They'll be able to stay on the field. Glenn Caruso, head coach of the Tommies, said a couple weeks ago that the big plays are going to happen, but it's really what team can establish the routine plays. If you can get 4 or 5 yards off a run, 5 or 6 yards off a bubble screen or off of an out route. Not the most pretty plays, the more nitty-gritty stuff, but those plays allow you to stay on the field for longer, and they allow you to keep momentum going on the drive. It keeps the other offense off the field, gets their other team's defense tired. So whoever can establish themselves in the trenches, who can keep their offense on the field, is going to come away with a victory in this one. And so looking at the other side of the ball, the Tommies have shown this year that they love to blitz. Their defensive scheme has allowed for a lot of different blitz packages that try to throw the other team's offense off. And this year we've seen the corner blitz come out a lot from the Tommies. Do you expect to see this similar defensive scheme run on Saturday? And how can the Johnnies prepare for it?
Yep, I don't expect Coach Caruso to change up too much. I will expect the blitz coming from the Tommy defense. They're going to blitz as long as the pass game is being hindered by the Johnnies, or for the Johnnies. The Johnnies, on the other hand, will probably not try to change anything too much. They're going to just put it on their offensive line to hold off the blitzers from the Tommies.
That's all the time we have for this edition of the Tommy Chalk Talk. Check TommieMedia.com this Saturday and up leading towards the game for all Tommie-Johnnie coverage, and we'll see you in Collegeville.